Welcome to Kansas Ag Report with your host, Brian Holman.
Welcome to Kansas Ag Report. I'm Brian Holman, and here's our lineup for today's show. In Ag News, we'll take a look at local and national headlines affecting Kansas farmers. In our Ag Feature, we talk with Eric Osterhaus from Paragon Ag Advisors, and he'll cover the September 30th USDA crop report. In Inside Kansas Ag, we'll get a report from Kansas Soybean on commission elections, and KDA talks water rights. And in News You Need to Know, get our weekly update from the Kansas Livestock Association, look back at last week's market activity with the guys from Paragon, and we'll let you know about important events coming up around the state of Kansas. Glad you could join us.
Closed captioning brought to you by Dick Edwards in Manhattan, selling America's #1 truck, the Ford F-150, for over 30 years. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. kansassoybeans.org.
Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza in Junction City, home of this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year, Ram Truck. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Here's our national headlines for this week in Ag News. We want to start by passing along our condolences following the passing of former Kansas Farm Bureau President Doyle Rogers. Doyle served as president of the Kansas Farm Bureau from 1983 to 1994 and was a driving force in the Kansas agricultural community. Governor Brownback said, "I'm greatly saddened to learn of Doyle's passing. I knew him well and considered him a good friend." Rogers represented Farm Bureau on the state, national, and international levels, including as trade negotiation consultant for the American Farm Bureau Federation. The USDA is making $2.5 million available in grants to educate new and underserved farmers in the Farm Service Agency programs. The grants are going to nonprofits and public higher education institutions that teach financial training, value-added production, and crop production. Specifically, the USDA wants to help people entering farming as a profession, especially returning service members, minorities, women, and urban producers, or those who sell locally. The USDA will evaluate applications in November, January, March, and May. USDA investigators say tote bags used for transporting pig feed may have been the way 3 coronaviruses, including PEDV, entered the U.S. The agency's Animal Plant and Health Inspection Service issued a report this week saying those flexible bulk containers are the top suspects among possible ways the viruses got into the U.S. Those containers are designed to be reused, and the report says the virus could stay active amid transport. Investigators early on suspected feed was associated with PEDV-infected herds. At this point, there is no definitive link found between the bags and PEDV infection. In local news, Ag Secretary Tom Vilsack helped kick off the nation's harvest season by announcing nearly $33 million in new funding through 4 grant programs to support local and regional food systems, including farmers markets. Secretary Vilsack has named strengthening local food systems as one of the 4 pillars of the USDA's efforts to revitalize rural economies and communities. Purchases of locally produced food have surged to nearly $12 billion, while the number of farmers markets have exploded to more than 8,500 since 2009. Grain growers in eastern Kansas who plan to campaign for a seat on one of the state's 5 grain commodity commissions, corn, grain sorghum, soybean, wheat, or sunflowers, should gather petition signatures now to meet the November 30th filing deadline. The 2016 election will cover Districts 7, 8, and 9. These districts cover in the eastern third of Kansas. Candidates must gather 20 signatures from eligible voters to be included on the 2016 ballot. Candidate registration packets are available from the Kansas Department of Agriculture or any of the grain commodity commissions. The Kansas Department of Agriculture is a recipient of a USDA Rural Business Development Grant. The RBDG is a competitive grant program designed to provide targeted technical assistance, training, and other activities to enable small businesses in rural areas to be developed or to expand. KDA will receive approximately $33,000 in funding and will use those resources to host a series of regional agribusiness development workshops for Kansas economic development representatives and Kansas individuals or businesses that grow, produce, process, or manufacture agricultural products. Up next in our Ag Feature, we talk with Eric Osterhaus from Paragon Ag, and we'll cover the September 30th USDA crop report. You're watching Kansas Ag Report. Please stay tuned.
This segment brought to you by Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. grassandgrain.com.
A.B. Flint Motor Company, selling quality used cars and trucks in Southeast Topeka at 32nd and South Kansas Avenue. Integrity Gun and Pawn, 2 Topeka locations specializing in firearms and training. igpawn.com to learn more. Kansas Weed Commission, leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for weeds. Online at kswheat.com.
Dick Edwards, 2 miles east of the town center mall on Highway 24.
I'm Dr. Frank Lyons, a physician here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. As one of the only standalone stem cell centers in the U.S., we use your stem cells as therapy for arthritis and some autoimmune diseases.
I'm Dr. Andrew Pope, here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Utilizing the latest technology under strict protocols, we're able to harvest your stem cells from your own fat to treat a variety of medical conditions. The best part about it is, it's a same-day surgical procedure and requires no general anesthesia.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business. Providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.
Biodiesel made from sustainable resources is diversifying our fuel supply. This year, biodiesel will displace over 1 billion gallons of fossil fuel nationwide. It's making our economy stronger and our communities healthier. It's working here and across America. Get biodiesel going in your community. Visit americasadvancedbiofuel.com.
Dick Edwards, 2 miles east of the town center mall on Highway 24.
Thanks for staying with us this morning. We're at Paragon in Silver Lake. We're joined by Eric Osterhaus. First of all, I have to apologize for my voice. Eric's going to do most of the talking, and he knows that already, so I've kind of got a little cold. So thanks for joining us. Eric, thanks for joining us this morning. September 30th crop report came out. Big news, not so big news?
Well, always the quarterly stocks report is an important report for everybody, and I know everybody was looking forward to seeing the news here, and overall the news was really generally friendly. First, looking at corn, the expectation out there was that we would see 1.739 billion bushels as our carryout. We actually came in a little bit under that at 1.731, so again a friendly number, not dramatically so, but friendly. Moving on to soybeans, we were expecting 205 million bushels and we came in at 191, so again a generally friendly number. And that theme continued on with the wheat, expecting 2.149 million bushels as our carryout worldwide, and we came in at 2.089. So again, overall, everything in the report was friendly. Now, the reaction of the market today was friendly in beans and immediately in corn, or pardon me, in wheat. Corn was a little muted, and again, that may have something to do with harvest pressure as well, but generally speaking, is better news than getting the bearish news at this time going into harvest.
Yeah, and if you looked at the markets early this morning, everything was up. Report came out, corn kind of took a beating early on before the market closed.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. Obviously, there was some expectation. We talk a lot about some of the news already being priced in, and I think you can look at the news that did come out, even though it was friendly, and again, we want to see that sort of news, it really left little to add to the overall risk that was out there in the market, and I think some of that news was generally discounted. I think from this point moving forward, all eyes are going to turn to harvest progress and the actual results that we're starting to see out there in the field. As well as we will be looking at global weather, especially with wheat. There are some concerns in Australia and Russia and some other areas in regards to wheat planting. I think that will be more of the trade that you'll see there in the wheat market, as well as we do have another USDA report, our normal monthly supply and demand report coming up on October the 9th.
Some of the other numbers were adjusted for 2014 and 2015 as well.
Yes, that is right. They did adjust number one in soybean production for 2014. They did revise our production down slightly from 3.934 down to 3.927 billion bushels. So again, a little bit of a friendly number. I don't know that was terribly unexpected, but again, a friendly number. It is helpful. Wheat, they did also adjust their 2015 production estimates, and they did lower us from 2.133 billion bushels down to 2.052. So again, a little more friendly news to go along with the wheat. And the wheat, especially if you look at over the last 60 days, that market's had nothing but a steady diet of bearish news, and we have managed to hold, at least with the December Kansas City prices, roughly where we were 2 months ago.
Perfect. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about what you should be thinking about over the next 60 to 90 days. You're watching Kansas Ag Report. Please stay tuned.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life. Farmers Insurance, your best protection against the unexpected. Call Agent Dan Key at 785-408-5459. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. GrassandGrain.com. Blue River Traders, the finest selection of Western-style furniture for your home. BlueRiverTraders.com.
Thanks for staying with us. We're at Paragon, and we're joined by Eric Osterhaus. Eric, again, thanks for being with us this morning. We're talking about the September 30th quarterly stocks report. And Eric, over the next 60 to 90 days, what should a producer be thinking about as they're pulling grain out of the field, either putting it on farm or taking it to town?
Well, first with corn, I think we have to factor in two things, futures and basis. And let's just talk about basis first. Is normally what we see during this time of the year is basis typically widens between now and into at least the middle part of December. And normally someone can expect at that last part of December, the folks that we're going to sell their corn have sold their corn, and the remaining people, we're not selling no matter what price does. And so the normal thought process being, if you hold that corn for a little bit into the end of the year, you might see a basis bump as the end users out there have to sweeten the pot, so to speak, on basis. The only difference with this year is the last 4 or 5 years, producers have been a little flusher with better prices, so they could afford to be a little tougher and waiting for that hopeful basis improvement. I don't know that there's many people that are in that sort of position this year, so we may not see that normal basis improvement at the end of the year. And that's one consideration. In regards to futures prices, there's still the possibility with another generally friendly report here, if we could get some other macroeconomic news, maybe some fun activity, to see our futures prices pulling up as well. Now, once we hit around 410, 420 futures price for December, I think that puts us somewhere around $4 or north of $4 in a lot of the Corn Belt in regards to cash price. I think that attracts a lot of selling. So that initial run up, if we happen to see that run up, I do think gets sold pretty quickly. Beans, on the other hand, it's a little bit different of a story. They look like there still is some downside there yet that could have with beans. We're generally hearing better yields on beans going forward. This was a little friendly report, but not overly friendly. Seems like there's a lot of resistance above in that 9 to 9.10 on November futures. Going to be a little tougher.
Perfect. Watching Kansas Ag Report, please stay tuned.
Farmers in eastern Kansas planning to campaign for a seat on one of the state's 5 commodity commissions, including the Kansas Soybean Commission, should be gathering petition signatures to meet the November 30 filing deadline. The 2016 election will cover District 7 in the northeast, 8 in the east central part of the state, and 9 in the southeast. To be included on a commission ballot, a candidate must have grown that commodity within the last 5 years and gather 20 signatures from eligible voters, with no more than 5 from one county. Eligible voters are Kansas residents who are 18 before the election, have grown the commodity within the last 3 years, and are registered to vote with the Kansas Department of Agriculture. Candidate registration packets are available from the department and from the commodity commissions. Get more information from KDA at 785-564-6700 or agriculture.ks.gov on the web. Soybean candidates also can call 877-KS-SOYBEAN or visit kansassoybeans.org/commissioners. Kansas Soybean Commission, established in 1977 and headquartered in Topeka, includes 9 volunteer farmer commissioners elected by their peers. They oversee investments of the legislated soybean checkoff assessment in projects to improve the profit opportunities for all Kansas soybean farmers.
In Kansas, the largest industry and economic driver is agriculture, and in order to continue to produce bountiful crops and raise healthy animals, our state's farmers and ranchers depend on an abundant and reliable water supply. Central to the state's water vision is providing our state water users with flexible, voluntary tools to better manage and conserve our state's precious water resources. A new tool in our toolbox is water conservation areas. WCAs are 100% voluntary and are developed through a streamlined process. They provide additional flexibility for water users to better manage their water rights, including creating multi-year allocations, allowing the movement of allocations between enrolled water rights, or allowing the use of water for new uses. WCAs are different than other water conservation tools in Kansas, and it's important for water users to understand those differences and how a WCA could help them better manage their water. That is why the Kansas Department of Agriculture is working with our partners across the state to help water users fully understand this new tool. We've also developed a page on our website at www.agriculture.ks.gov/WCA to help answer questions. Conserving water resources and extending the usable lifetime of the Ogallala Aquifer is vital to our state's economic well-being and our agricultural way of life. If we do nothing, much of that resource will be gone in less than 50 years. WCAs are one tool users can use to help be a part of the water solution in Kansas.
This segment brought to you by Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. A.B. Flint Motor Company, selling quality used cars and trucks in southeast Topeka at 32nd and South Kansas Avenue. Integrity Gun and Pawn, 2 Topeka locations specializing in firearms and training. igpawn.com to learn more. Impact Satellite, your local authorized DirecTV dealer. Impact Satellite at 785-554-5974.
All the time. Monthly payments of $289, $189, or even $89. How is this done, you ask? Well, with large down payments, low mileage leases, and you must qualify for all rebates offered. Can we do this? Yes, we can. But we'd prefer to give you the straight talk, where we tell you all the information up front, and you make the decision on what vehicle and payment you want. You won't need bifocals to read the fine print here. Dick Edwards, serving the Manhattan, Fort Riley, and Junction City areas for over 30 years.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
Tammy the Pro Home Plus is all about providing warmth and kindness to aging individuals who find it difficult to live on their own. Tammy's team is made up of experienced caregivers and nurses committed to the highest level of individualized care, focusing on health and well-being, and assisting with nutrition, grooming, medications, therapies, and daily living needs, all in a warm, caring environment. Call Tammy the Pro Home Plus today at 785-383-7094 to learn how we can help.
The producer-funded Kansas Wheat Innovation Center was built to get improved varieties into the hands of farmers faster. Kansas Wheat, farmers advancing their future through wheat genetics research.
I will take action against herbicide-resistant weeds. I will know my weeds, and I will stop them before they go to seed. I will do whatever it takes to give my crops the upper hand, and I will use multiple herbicide sites of action because every action counts. I will take action, this time for all time.
You hear it all the time. Monthly payments of $289, $189, or even $89. How is this done, you ask? Well, with large down payments, low mileage leases, and you must qualify for all rebates offered. Can we do this? Yes, we can. But we'd prefer to give you the straight talk, where we tell you all the information up front, and you make the decision on what vehicle and payment you want. You won't need bifocals to read the fine print here. Dick Edwards, serving the Manhattan, Fort Riley, and Junction City areas for over 30 years.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business, providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
Cowboys and cowgirls from Lonesome Pine Ranch in Chase County won 3 of 5 individual events to capture first place at the Kansas Championship Ranch Rodeo, September 25th and 26th at Medicine Lodge. Team members were Bud, Troy, Frank, and Mackenzie Higgs, Chris Potter, and Travis Duncan. The team won the cattle doctoring, team penning, and calf branding on its way to the championship. The second place team was Keith and Robbins of Morris, Chase, and Allen counties. This team won the wild cow milking. Scribner and Diamond P of El Dorado won 3rd overall and 1st place in the ranch bronc riding. 4th place was Lazy B of Ellsworth County. Patty's Blue Valentine, owned and ridden by Justin Keith of Keith and Robbins, was named the top horse. The runner-up top horse was Little TJ Paul, ridden by Cody Kendall. The all-around cowboy was Austin Rathbun with Lazy B. Chris Potter with Lonesome Pine was the runner-up all-around. Lonesome Pine previously qualified at another sanctioned event for the World Championship Ranch Rodeo, giving Keith and Robbins the automatic qualification representing the Kansas Championship Ranch Rodeo. Other Kansas ranches already qualified for the World Championships, which are November 12th through 15th in Amarillo, are Lazy B and Stock and Diamond E of Redfield.
Good morning. I'm Cody Wintersheet with Paragon Ag. Well, September came and went in what seemed like a blink of an eye. The highly anticipated Fed decision on interest rates brought really nothing to the table currently as far as changes. It also seems, at least momentarily, that the proverbial waters out of China have calmed. So most of the attention is now squarely on the advancing Midwest harvest and, of course, the USDA's reports. It seems that the supply side of the equation certainly garners the most attention, especially at this point in the year. However, some things to definitely take note of are, what are our ending stocks numbers reflecting, along with our weekly export sales here moving forward. Another key point to monitor that can be a bit of a tell is what the carry in the market is doing. Currently, the carry has been softening in the corn market as of late, which is typically a positive sign, which in other words means we want the grain now, not later, and we're willing to pay for it. All this being said, we do likely still need to see some revisions back lower to some degree on the production side, specifically in the soybeans to start to add some more fuel to the fire. On a different note, for those of you in the cattle business, to say the last couple of months have been rough is certainly an understatement. Remember, markets are cyclical and things do change, but with this environment and the dollars at stake, it is no time to hope for a miracle. Crunch the numbers hard and take advantage of any decent opportunity you can get and live to fight another day. If you have any questions on the markets, give us a call at 888-452-8751. Have a great week.
Closed captioning brought to you by Dick Edwards in Manhattan, selling America's #1 truck, the Ford F-150, for over 30 years. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. kansassoybeans.org.
Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza in Junction City, home of this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year, Ram Truck. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Well, that's our show for today. I hope you will join us each week for more news and information about agriculture in the state of Kansas. I'm Brian Holman, and thanks for watching.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
Tammy the Pro Home Plus is all about providing warmth and kindness to aging individuals who find it difficult to live on their own. Tammy's team is made up of experienced caregivers and nurses committed to the highest level of individualized care, focusing on health and well-being, and assisting with nutrition, grooming, medications, therapies, and daily living needs, all in a warm, caring environment. Call Tammy the Pro Home Plus today at 785-383-7094 to learn how we can help.